Hi everybody, this is Mr. Moore, and I am going to talk to you now about your midterm project and what is expected there. Hope you're having a great day and look forward to your assignment. So let's go over here and let's take a look at your week four, I'm sorry, not your week four, your midterm assignment. Okay, so here we have a tariff project. You remember tariffs are essentially taxes that governments place on the products that are coming into their country from another country. It's a way for them to control and manipulate and play politics, if you will, with other countries. Sometimes protect existing industries and whatnot. You've read about that. Now I'm going to talk to you about what I want in the PowerPoint. This is going to be a PowerPoint project. But I'm going to go down here first. Let's talk about what the assignment is, and then we'll talk about the PowerPoint itself. So what I want you to do here is imagine that you work for a U.S. manufacturer that buys most of its materials from Chinese manufacturers. So you're sourcing all these products from China and bringing them in. You're buying them from Chinese manufacturers so you can build your product. All right? And then assume that we have the tariffs in place that the Trump administration enacted in 2019. So we're just assuming that there are tariffs on Chinese goods. Your owner is concerned about the effects of these tariffs on your overall business. As Vice President of Manufacturing, that's what you are. He has asked you to put together a presentation for him and the executive staff on the tariff situation. Here's what he wants you to address. What is a tariff and how do they work? I want you to explain as if you were presenting to an executive management team what a tariff is and how it works. That's the first thing. And then, how will tariffs affect your company? So if we're buying products and we're building, say we're building a bicycle, and we're buying we're buying our tires, we're buying our gears, we're buying our frame, all that stuff's coming from China. But the administration leading the nation is taxing those. So they're putting a 10 or 20% tax on top of those parts. Well, how's that going to affect us? Think that through. If all my costs go up because of the tariff, then what does that mean that my prices have to do? How is that going to affect my customers? Are they going to buy more or less from me? Let's think through what those issues might be. Thirdly, what are other companies around the country doing to address the issues that tariffs will create? Again, this is part of your research. You're just going to go to the internet. How do companies respond to tariffs? And just Google it and see what companies are doing. I want you to research it and find out what they're doing. Are they sourcing it from other places? Are they trying to switch to someone who makes it in Taiwan or Japan or Mexico? Are they playing some games with the tariff and trying to skip around, ship it to Mexico and then ship it in and sort of miss the tariff? What are people doing? All right? And then I want you to, what do you recommend we do? What recommendations will you make to the company regarding how it should respond? How can these actions put the company in a better position in the future as a result of the tariff situation? In other words, why will your recommendations work? So, I want you to talk about a tariff and how they work. I want you to talk about how tariffs will affect your manufacturing business. I want you to look at what other companies are doing. I want you to actually research that, how people are responding to Chinese tariffs and what they're doing to survive. And then I want you to make recommendations and talk about why they will work. So that's really 5 things. Number 4 has 2 parts. All right, so I'm going to grade it on the completeness, the character and scope of your thinking, the quality of your content and presentation, and your professionalism. Okay? So I'm not looking to pick you apart here, but just be thorough, be detailed, and give me everything that I'm asking for. All right, let's talk about the PowerPoint itself. If you haven't ever done a PowerPoint, I put in the essential resources. I believe this is where this will be. I will have what I call a grammar guide, and that grammar guide will have some basic videos on how to do PowerPoint. So if you've never done a PowerPoint, you can use that grammar guide to find some videos. But really all you got to do is go to YouTube and type in basics on PowerPoint. And it's pretty easy. All right. So I want at least 12 slides. I want a title and a reference slide. So I want a title slide, and then I want 10 slides at least of content, and then I want a reference slide at the end. Okay, the reference slide just going to have your links. Okay, I'm not, if the text here says something different, I'll change it. You need, each slide must have one picture or graphic per slide. All right, never do a slide with just text. That's a rule. Have a little picture and then the text. Slides cannot contain long sentences or paragraphs of text. Text must be condensed and paraphrased. In other words, don't just write 200 words of little bitty font on a PowerPoint slide. That's just not acceptable. You don't ever want to do that in business or any other context. Okay, you want to put, if you've got a long paragraph, you want to summarize it. Companies' responses to tariffs. That's your title. Sourcing from alternative locations. That's what you want. You don't want, one of the ways that people do this is they source from alternative locations all over the country or all over the world, and some, you don't do that. Just condense it. All right, presentation formatting. This is how your slide ought to look. Sorry, I'm getting thirsty. I didn't bring any water. Student must ensure the text within the slides can be seen over pictures or graphics. Make sure when you look at your slide that your text isn't hidden behind a picture, or the text doesn't go off the slide on the side, you can't read it. Students must choose font size and colors that can be easily seen. Don't have a black background and red text. Make sure that your text is easy to see. Student must ensure text, color, graphics, and images complement the overall design scheme of the slides. In other words, make sure the slides look good to the eye. So try and pick colors that work with each other. Don't pick funky colors. You're not out to win a funky color contest, okay? Make it pleasing, make it easy to see and understand. Presentation text must not be plagiarized. No direct copying from other sources is allowed. All content must be put in the student's own words. Of course, any statistics or numerical data from a source can be used exactly as they occur in the source. So what I'm saying here is, don't copy and paste from the internet and put it on these slides. All right, I'll give you a 0 for that. You cannot do that ever in college or any other. That's stealing people's words. Even if you put a citation and reference where you got it, you need to paraphrase the words, condense them, and put them into your own words. But at the same time, you can use the internet. I fully expect you to use the internet. I fully expect you to find stuff on the internet. Just don't copy directly from the internet. Always paraphrase, and I've got a video there on paraphrasing. Presentation must include at least 5 sources in addition to the textbook. Okay, you must have a reference page at the end of your presentation. You do not have to include citations in the text of your actual slides. All right, I'm going to change this text here as soon as I stop this video. You don't have to use APA style. Just give me the links in a way that I can see them. Okay? So that is all for this assignment. It's basically just forcing you to study through and research tariffs and try and understand how companies are responding to them and do a PowerPoint, which will help you in business later. So I hope that's helpful for you. Reach out to me with an email if you need anything. Thank you so much.